What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Potted Plants Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, as promised, I will be reviewing the original Top Gun. I've already reviewed Top Gun Maverick. Check it out on my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the original. This is a movie I've seen a bunch of times. I've seen this movie so many times, and every time, I really like it. It took me a few watches to appreciate it. I think it wasn't until like the second or third time I saw this movie when it really started to click with me. But I personally really love Top Gun. I know a lot of people don't. That's okay. This movie just really works for me. Let's talk about why. Wow, it just suddenly got a lot brighter in here. Okay. So Top Gun came out in 1986, and it stars Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards, Tom Skerritt, and Michael Ironside, and it was directed by Tony Scott. Rest in peace, we miss you. So, Top Gun tells the story of Pete Maverick Mitchell, who Tom Cruise was only 23 at the time when he filmed this movie, by the way. He and his flying buddy, he's a naval aviator. He and his flying buddy, his name is Maverick. His codename is Maverick, and his friend's codename is Goose. They get accepted into the top naval aviation academy in America, Top Gun. They go there to compete for number one, and all the while Tom Cruise meets Kelly McGillis, who's an instructor at the school. They fall in love, and some drama ensues from there. I will be getting to spoilers, by the way, which I just spoiled it, the romance. I mean, it's on the poster, so I guess it's not really that much of a spoiler that they have a romance, but we are going to be getting to spoilers about Top Gun. There's your warning. This movie is great. It's got problems, I will admit, but this movie is great. I love Top Gun. Top Gun is such a fun, cool movie. It's just so easy to get through. It's so rewatchable. I just love it every time I watch it. It's not perfect, like I said. It's not a 10 out of 10 like Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was one of my favorite theater-going experiences, and I can't wait to go back and see it again. I do like Top Gun Maverick better than I like this one, but this one will always have a special place in my heart because it's Top Gun. So let's talk about why I love Top Gun. I don't know if this is a pro or not when it comes to Top Gun, but am I the only one who's noticed how everybody is always super sweaty in this movie? I don't know if I appreciate that about it or not. I just thought that was worth talking about. Everybody is like extremely sweaty in this movie all the time. Is there a reason for that? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, so this movie is a classic. It is a classic. It was a major hit when it came out in the 80s. It's a major pop culture icon. It's pure 80s nostalgia. This was a huge hit when it came out. And it's one of the staples in American pop culture. We had Star Wars, and we had Top Gun. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to compare Top Gun to Star Wars. I'm just saying it is a major 80s pop culture icon hit, and it's still a staple in many households today. This is the movie that made Tom Cruise a household name. He got discovered through Risky Business, but this was the movie that made him a household name. And everybody still talks about this movie. It's probably still Tom Cruise's most well-known role, and it's one of his earliest. And he's done way better movies than this, but we all still know and love him for playing Pete Maverick Mitchell. It's very flashy, it's charming, it's stylish, the music is really good, the score is fantastic, I love the Top Gun anthem, and of course Take My Breath Away and Highway to the Danger Zone. Those songs are forever linked to this movie, and Take My Breath Away won an Oscar for this movie. You can't separate those songs from Top Gun. They're forever a part of this movie. The casting was really good. Tom Cruise, like, my understanding is that they wanted him all along for this part, and it's very obvious why. Val Kilmer, I love him as Iceman in this movie. I think Kelly McGillis is really good in this movie, although she and Tom Cruise don't have the best chemistry. I think they work well enough with each other for this movie, but I really like her in it. Tom Skerritt, who you don't really hear a whole lot about anymore because he's like 90 now, I think, or 89. But he's really good in this movie too, and he plays the sort of the father figure to Tom Cruise in this movie. Oh, there goes a plane right now. So there you go. All right. The characters are great. I love Val Kilmer in this movie so much. I really like him in this movie. And of course, I love Tom Cruise in this movie. He was perfectly casted in this film. The action is really, really good. I got some complaints with it, so I will talk about that. But the action that's really what this movie's best known for. It's got this style to it in these jet fighter action sequences, and that's what you watch Top Gun for, and it's so much fun for it. The practical effects, it's all real. They all went up in these jets and filmed this movie up in the sky just like they did for Top Gun Maverick, and it's all the more better for it. It's got some really good tension in it, especially at the end of the film. It's got a good emotional core. It hits the right notes. This movie is more style over substance, I'll admit, but it does hit the right emotional beats, especially with Goose's death. I thought was handled really well. It's very tragic. It gives Maverick the character arc and the emotional boost that he needed in the film. I love, part of the reason why I love Iceman in this movie is because he's not a villain. He's understandable. He makes sense. He's cocky. He's good looking. You know, he's got all that going for him. But so does Tom Cruise, and he's a hero of the movie. But Val Kilmer, you know he's right in the movie. The things he's telling Maverick. You know he's right, but he's sort of he's Tom Cruise's rival, but he's not a villain. And I like that about him. I like that he's not just a straight up jerk. He makes sense, and you know he's correct, but you like Maverick better, which is just interesting. It's highly rewatchable. This movie, it's so easy to get through Top Gun, like I said. It's a very, very highly rewatchable film. The pacing is very, very good. It's very quotable. I feel the need for speed. Whoa! And of course, my favorite, and if you screw up just this much, you'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog crap out of Hong Kong. I had to change the wording there because it's a family-friendly channel, but I love that quote. All right, now let's get into my cons. For one thing, this movie is very much a product of its time. This is pure 80s cheese. I don't know how well this movie would work if it came out today, but because it came out in the 80s, and we all know it from the 80s, we still love it. It's very, very much an 80s movie. This movie would not be made the same today. It's 80s cheese. It's a product of its time. And some of the editing and the action is not that great. I heard that originally it was like way worse and they went back and redid it. So I can't imagine how bad it was before, but it can be hard to understand what's going on in the action sequences, unlike Top Gun Maverick where it's always very clear. Sometimes during the action in this movie, I have a hard time keeping up with it. But I love Top Gun. I know a lot of other people do. I might even like it a little bit more than you. Because Top Gun, it's just such a fun movie. I love it every time I watch it. And I'm going to give Top Gun a 90. Okay. So I will be back very soon. Tons more content. The Summer of Marvel still coming. Bad Boys reviews are still coming. And all the other stuff I promised in my DVD update that I did a couple vids ago. Lots of content coming. Jurassic World Dominion, I'm seeing on Thursday. I will be reviewing all the Jurassic Park movies that I haven't already reviewed, but those reviews will be coming after Jurassic World Dominion. So, there you go. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Polyplanet Entertainment for more. Hit the like button, leave reviews, suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Polyplanet Entertainment. And much love.